Next up, we're in Egypt for the 13th Rally of the Pharaohs, which was recently flagged off against the perfect backdrop of the pyramids of Giza, with the Sphinx keeping her disdainful eye on the action. In the bike category, the lineup was particularly hot this year, with 85 competitors, including Poland's Marek Dabrowski and the two KTM riders, the UAE's Tim Trenker and Spaniard Mark Comer. Meanwhile, Jean-Louis Schlesser headed up the cars category, while fellow Frenchman Eric Vigouroux would be chasing the two-wheel class in his Chevrolet truck. Day one saw Mark Comer first out of the gate on the 440km stage and having to navigate the route. But it was the Chilean Francisco Lopez who took the greatest advantage, following Mark Comer's tracks to finish 16 minutes in the lead. Meanwhile, no surprises that Schlesser was at the head of the car category at the end of day one, with a 15-minute lead and obviously feeling at home in the dunes. And this is the view of the terrain from on board the fourth-place French team of Jérôme Pélichet and Eugénie Decree in their Raid Lynx. Misfortune though for Vigouroux. After swapping the lead several times with his French compatriot, his Chevrolet hit a bump at speed, rolled and lost 2 hours getting back on track. Day two saw many riders struggling with conditions in the scorching Egyptian sun. But newcomer Spanish KTM rider Juan Barreda surprised everyone with his second best stage time. Day three and Comer led the pack away from the start, but once again it was Lopez following in his tracks, and with not having to navigate, the Chilean extended his lead to over 12 minutes. Elsewhere, an Argentinian Marcos Petronelli, who won the Dakar Rally last year, was leading the quad bikes on board his Yamaha. Schlesser was also smiling after increasing his overall lead by nearly 40 minutes. Meanwhile, Vigouroux's day started okay, seen here just ahead of Tonetti's Raid Lynx. But his Pharaoh rally would again take a downward turn as his two-wheel drive got bogged down in deep sand. But others were having an even worse time. But at the end of the 6 days, it was Mark Comer who, on his last outing on the KTM 690, took the win in the bikes.
La 690 es una moto pues que estuve con ella desde el primer test hasta la última carrera, ¿no? O sea, hemos hecho gran parte de mi carrera deportiva está ligado va paralelo a esta moto, ¿no? Por lo tanto, bueno.
In the cars, it was Jean-Louis Schlesser who took victory, just managing to hold off Italian Maurizio Taglio in second. So, smiles all round as the drivers celebrated the end of the 13th edition of the Pharaohs Rally. And we'll be back with all the action again next year.